way forward for the betterment of Mama Liberia. So I feel very, very much comfortable. I feel so, I just want to say I appreciate the fact that you've invited me to be a guest on this very important platform, and I will make sure I do the show the biggest justice that it deserves.
Well, thank you. It is a pleasure to, on our part, at least, to have you, Evangelist Justice Burma, JV Burma, on the Freedom of Information Hour. I think this is our third edition since we launched the Freedom of Information Hour on the Focus on Liberia platform. So we are glad to have you since we launched the program. You are our third guest, right, on the third edition. So we are super excited to have you drill us through some political unfoldings in the motherland, all in an effort to make our country, Liberia, a better environment that provides a buoyant of opportunity, a lot of opportunity for us all. So it is our political responsibility. It is our responsibility to help our country to be better. So how is life with you? We learned last year that you fled the country into exile. Before we jumpstart the conversation, what we call here, we want to know how's everything with you.
Well, life with me is okay. When you are on the political stage, you have to always be prepared for two things. There is a time to live in the affluent way, and there are times that you get adjusted to the situation that you face, the unpredictable. So I prepared myself for this time, and I am here facing. I can say adjusting myself to the situation that I'm faced with today. Life has not been easy, but we give God thanks, give Him glory because He told us that in everything we have to give Him thanks. So I give God all the mighty thanks that I am alive and I'm healthy. I'm moving stronger than ever before. I want to appreciate God for that. So indeed, it is again another opportunity to see how the other side of the world look, to have another experience about life in another environment, in another settlement. So it is just about getting new experience and getting adjusted to the new society, and maneuvering to do what can make you survive and be able to keep pushing for the best that is about to come.
We see you being actively engaged in the politics of the country, even though far using your social media platform to advocate for a better Liberia. Recently, you became a member of the main opposition, the CPP. Is this something that you intending to go back to the country before 2023 to help influence the better Liberia that you been advocating for? Is this something that we learned, that we saw on your social media page, that you have joined the ALP and you support the presidential ambition of Ambassador Joseph Barker? Is this something that you intending to go back home before 2023 to help create the Liberia that you want born out of the
Well,
2023 election?
well, looking at the fragile security situation now in Liberia, I cannot guarantee anyone that I am going to go to Morovia tomorrow, or that I will return today, or that I will return day after tomorrow. But it is the ambition of anyone seeking exile in another country to return home and to be able to fully participate in a geopolitical trends of their country. So that is my desire that I return home soon. But that notwithstanding, I am a full member, I'm a full-fledged cardholder of the All Liberian Party, of businessman and politician Ure, and we are prepared enough. I've also given my support to the presidency of former Vice President Joseph Juma Boakai, His Excellency. I believe strongly that he has what it takes to transform Liberia. I believe strongly that he has the integrity to reconcile Liberians and be able to build to connect the bridges that have been broken over the last decades due to lack of good governance, due to lack of transparency and other effective measures that we need to be able to adequately handle a country. So I'm supporting Joseph Dimabwakai because I believe he has within his portfolio all of these political ingredients to be able to actually stir the affairs of Liberia to the next level. So I strongly believe that Joseph Dimabwakai can be the only man within the opposition who can redeem Liberians and restore the lost hope in the country, reconcile our people, and move that broken economy to a very prosperous and better stage.
Before we move on to the core of our topic, I'd like to tease you some more. Is there anything that motivated you to recently join the All Liberian Party of Businessmen Benana Yure? Is there something that actually motivated you?
Everything in politics, something definitely had to motivate you. In politics, something has to motivate you to join someone or to align your support to somebody.
If anything that
I
motivated you,
I
if anything
supported
that motivated you, we would like to know what motivated you.
I supported Alexander Cummings. I didn't join his party. You know, a lot of people say I joined ANC. No, in my entire political journey, I've only joined two political institutions: the CDC and now the ALP. I've given my support to four political institutions and joined two. I joined the CDC in 2017 and the I became the chief of social media propaganda. I was the chief of social media propaganda that led CDC to victory in 2017. I steered the affairs of their social media propaganda and I was able to coordinate all of their activities on the social media platforms. And it was some of our ingenuities that brought President George Weah to power today. So, to the question, yes, you have to be motivated by something. You have to be captivated. You have to be convinced that somebody that you want to give your support to is qualified enough to be able to steer the affairs of the country because we're talking about the national interest of the people. You're not talking about yourself. Initially, I supported Cummings with an intention to join his party. But Cummings, like I always tell people, Cummings is like the most Liberian goose that are placed on shelves. When you see him from the outside or from far away, you think he's all good. But the moment you get closer to the goose, you realize they are all rotten goose placed on the shelf to just full of shelf. That's how Cummings looking. So I couldn't support a man who, first of all, he cares less to know about the welfare of somebody that is panting behind him. Cummings has no human relationship with people. He lacked the compassion to seek the welfare of other people. And no politician in this world can ever get my support if you do not have the singlest thing which is called compassion for other men. Cummings don't have compassion for other people. He lacks
And the,
that
defi-
human
and the,
feeling for
and the,
others.
defini- and the definition of that compassion is about reaching to you personally as an individual. Is that what you mean?
It's not about reaching to me personally, but it is about seeking the welfare of the very people who cry for you. It's about seeking the welfare of the vast majority of the people who support you. If the people who support you today, if you cannot seek their own welfare, that very small group that you got, you know their welfare. Well, how come now that tomorrow you'll be able to cater to the entire country? Where on earth would that happen? If you can't cater to the small group of people that behind you, that are supporting you. Cummings only care for people that share his ideology. And I don't want to go guata on that. He has certain ideology. Those are the kind of people that Cummings sympathize with. As long as you and Cummings,
Back,
as long as you
back
and
to
Cummings don't
back
share
to
that social,
back to
I'm
the
coming. No, I'm coming. As long as you and Cummings don't share that social connection, you ain't got that social understanding, the kind of way he think, the kind of way he see life. As long as you can shake your body the way he can shake a body, definitely you will never put. Whether you cry from now to next generation, he will never know you to be important.
Evangelist
Now
Burma.
let's go to the issue. let me go to
Yeah,
the issue
issue I
now.
ask
Let me
you,
let me
I ask
go to
you,
the issue. Let me
what
go
are
to
those
the issue.
motivations?
Let me. You asked me
What are
about
those things
what.
that motivated you to
I'm
join
coming to
the
that.
ALP? The ALP. Not particularly Bwaka. What has motivated you to join the ALP?
The All Liberian Party is a party that seeks to protect the interests of the vast majority of Liberians. The All Liberian Party is a political institution that seeks to be able to bridge the gap between the poor and the rich across the country. The All Liberian Party is a party that seeks to emancipate our people from abject poverty. And why do I say so? The leader of the All Liberian Party, Benona Ure, he has a record of providing. Second to Firestone, Benona Ure remained the highest employer of Liberians in Liberia. I stand to be corrected. Second to Firestone, Benona Ure remains the highest employer of Liberians in the private sector. After the government, Firestone, Benona Ure is the third man who has given a lot of opportunities to Liberians to work and be able to cater to their families. I join his party because in his party, everybody is equal. They don't have any room for newcomers or all comer. As long as you join the party and you have the interest of the vast majority of the Liberian people in your heart, they will bring you on board and give you a seat. It was those things that motivated me to join the All Liberian Party. And I believe that that is what should motivate every other Liberian out there to come on
So
board
how
so
come
that we all can align with the CPP or within the CPP framework and ensure that we push the presidency of Joseph Nima Boakai so that he can ascend to become the next president of Liberia and emancipate the people of Liberia from abject poverty.
okay, so how come you have spoken all these things about the ALP and Benin Nigeria? How come that the ALP is not feeding any candidate in the race for the presidency 2023?
In the ALP, like I told you, we seek the interests of Liberians. We believe that even though we have a political leader, the name, the nomenclature of the party, All Liberian Party, is seek to protect the vast interests of the majority people in this country. We believe that at this point in time, the only singular individual who can be able to lead Liberia and bridge that long gap of disunity, long gap of lack of transparency, long gap of no reconciliation. We believe that the only unifier for Liberians is Joseph Numa Boakai. And being a populist driven party that seek the interests of the vast majority of the people, that is the reason why we are not feeding a candidate to be a president, but rather we are joining forces with a unity party to provide or to present Joseph Numa Boakai as the sole candidate for the presidency of Liberia come 2023.
Okay, you were talking about the impact that you believe that Mr. Bernard Aguirre has made to the Liberian society in terms of the different things you just listed. So it is on that basis that you, as a journalist and a political activist, has decided to join the ALP, right? So is there something too that you considering Mr. Yure pass in the Liberian society in terms of
Yes, sir.
how he has been implicated in the TRC report for being involved into economic crime? Is there something that you have discounted in your support to the ALP?
First of all, I need to let people know that the TRC is not what I'm here to discuss. When the time reaches to discuss that, we will cross that path. What I'm here to discuss tonight is what can unite the vast majority of Liberians. What I'm here to discuss with you tonight is what can bring us back together and move our country forward so that we can be able to feel proud that indeed we are Liberians. That's what I'm here to discuss with you tonight. How we can be able to rally behind Joseph Numa Boakai to ensure that he becomes the next president of Liberia. How we can be able to take Liberia back from a gang of plunderers, a group of individuals whose interest is only to loot and pillage the resources of the country, whose interest is only to ensure that they continue to plunge the country into a backwardness and retrogression. I am here tonight to discuss how we can be able to take the country back from those individuals. With regards to the TRC report, if you had told me that that's what we are here to discuss, then I will have prepared myself to that level. But what I'm prepared to talk about here tonight is about how we all from the ALP can join Joseph Nima Boakai and make sure he enters the executive mansion come 2023. That's what I'm here for tonight.
Okay, you talk about Alexander Kumi now having compassion and seeking the welfare of people, including you personally. Do you care to tell us what sort of welfare are you talking about?
I've told you that over and over that Cummings is a man who has no compassion. I don't have to define the work. I'm not here to teach. I'm not here to provide any lecture for anyone tonight. What I'm here to do is to tell you my mind and how I feel about the current political trend in the country. I'm coming. I'm coming. You've asked me a question. You've asked me a question. You have to give me the opportunity to answer my question.
Yes. Let me just mollify it so that you can answer. You said
I understood what
you said Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings.
I understood.
Yeah, you said, no, let me mollify. You said Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings is not seeking your welfare. So do you care to tell us that the AFP that you have joined is you seeking your welfare? Are you there, Justice Boyman? Are you there? Justice Boyman, are you there?
It seems to be he's muted. Tell him to unmute himself.
You mute yourself, Justice Boyman. Unmute yourself. Justice Boyman, you are muted yourself. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. The public is not getting you. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, I've unmuted. I'm not mute.
I was saying you said Alexander Benedict Kumi does not care about your welfare as Boyman JB Boyman. You have recently joined the ALP. Does that imply that Mr. Ure that you now support for
Julius,
joining the ALP?
Julius, you are not being Julius. If you begin to misquote me on this interview, if you begin to misquote me on this interview, with all due respect to our viewers, I will leave you and do your interview by yourself. You have to be very attentive when I'm talking. What I say and I quote and I repeat. Let me rephrase. No, let me rephrase. You have to please put your ears to the mic or to the speaker so that you can hear what I'm saying. I repeat. Let me say a one at a time. I said, and I repeat that I cannot support a man who does not seek the welfare of the greater majority of the people that follow him. Cummings lack compassion, but even the individuals that support him. Okay, my man.
You said on the interview.
That's not what I said. I am not a deaf or a bobo. I'm not deaf or bobo. I tell you what I said. Don't put words in my mouth. What I told you that what I'm saying. I said I will not. No, you cannot force word in my mouth. What I said is what I'm repeating. I said I will not support. No, don't put word in my mouth. Don't put word in my mouth. No, don't put. Don't try to incriminate me on this public broadcast. I will not tolerate that. Don't try to incriminate me on this.
Even the situation with Kumi, I did not bring it up, right? I did not bring Kumi. I was asking you for your motivation.
But as a journalist, Julius, when I was in school,
Justice Burma, I did not bring a Kumi situation.
School.
I did not
Me
ask
as a
any
journalist,
question
one of the
about Kumi.
redeeming,
I
one of
was
the
asking you
no,
what
I'm coming. No,
motivated
I'm
you
coming.
to join the
No, I'm
AFP.
coming.
You
One
went
of the
to telling the public, our
things a
viewer, that
journalist can do is to be a
you
good
join
listener.
AFP, you
You have to
support them,
listen
you
when your
support them,
guests speak in
4
an
different
interview.
political
But
parties,
unfortunately,
including
you are not
Kumi,
listening.
and you are giving
You
reason
are
why to say
asking
that you're doing your support
no,
for
but
Kumi.
then
I did not
why
bring
do you
Kumi.
keep insisting
I'm
on it?
asking on the strength of your argument.
I've answered you. I've answered you. Why do you want to keep dragging on it? Are you doing this show to satisfy Cummins? Are you
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not, Burma.
are you
So
doing this show to are you doing this show
let's
to
move
satisfy
on.
Cummins, or you are doing it
Let's
to
move
satisfy
on.
the Liberian people? Are you
Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on, Justice Burma. Let's move on. Let's move on.
hello, Julius?
Let's
First
move
of
on. Let's
all,
move on.
I don't
Let's
think
move
you are
on.
doing this program tonight. No, I'm
Can we
coming.
move on?
I
Can we
am
move on?
coming.
We
Let me
have
let me
explained
add
with
a
that. We
guess.
have explained with that. Let's move
No,
on.
I'm the guest. Before we move on, I have to put some checkpoint. You did not bring me on the show to satisfy the desire of Alexander B. Cummings. You told me the topic. The topic that we came to discuss here has nothing to do with Cummings. So you have to progress. Yes,
Fine.
sir.
You brought Kumi on. That's why
I'm
I was even
listening.
asking.
I'm listening to you.
Yeah, no, obviously it has absolutely nothing to do with Kumi. It is about telling your public why is it that Senator Lawrence, Yombli Kanga Lawrence, cannot make a plausible running mate to Ambassador Bwaka. We just decided to give you a teaser question to know what motivated you to join the ALP, right? And you brought Mr. Ure's situation, Mr. Kumi's situation up, that you were supporting him previously, but you have declined your support to him based on XYZ. So I decided to ask you based upon what you said, that he been supporting him, he has not reached out to you, he doesn't care about your welfare. So I was wondering to know as to whether That's why.
Julius, if you continue this trend, I will leave your show because you are being very
Okay, move
insincere.
forward.
You
We
are
can
being
move forward now.
dishonest. I
Let's
have
go
to
to
say this. You are being very dishonest and you are being insincere. Do not try to impose a word on me that I didn't say. No, I will not tolerate that. What I said was this, that I will not support Cummings because Cummings lack compassion. Cummings does not seek the interest of the people that follow him. He only seeks the interest of those that align with him socially. He only seeks the
And you are
interest
going
of those that shake
to
bodies like him. And no, listen to me. Don't try to paraphrase my word in a way I didn't say it. I'm not afraid of Cummings. But if that's what I said, I will tell you that's what I said. When I say
okay,
something, don't
okay,
misquote me.
okay,
You don't
okay,
be dishonest to your audience. That's being unfair.
okay.
If you continue this trend, I will
Okay,
leave your
Pastor, you have
platform.
explained yourself. You have explained yourself. You have exhausted. You have explained yourself. So may I ask, is Mr. Ure that you believe in today, that you support, seeking the welfare of his followers, including you, that follow him, that support him?
You don't have to ask. I don't have to answer that questions about Ure or that question about Ure. Mr.
No,
Ure,
you just said not seeking the welfare of
beside
his followers.
politics, every individual that I've interacted with, Honorable Ure, can agree with me that he's a compassionate person outside of politics. He don't have to wait for politics before he can build school.
Is he seeking
He
the
don't have to
welfare
wait
of
for
his
a time.
followers, including you?
Listen, we are not here to discuss Ure. We came here to discuss a specific issue. You asked me why I joined AFP, what motivated me, and I gave you a background. So you see, you have
Okay,
to be
let's
a
move
little
on.
bit more
Let's move
professional,
on.
or you should have
Let's
allowed me
move on, Burma. I'm
to tutor
professional.
you a
Let's
little
move
bit
on.
about journalism, how to
Burma,
interview before you bring me on the
don't
interview.
go
This
there.
is
Let's
being
move on.
dishonest. You don't do that. Yeah, you don't do
Burma,
that, young man. Yeah.
Burma, let's move on. Burma, let's move on. So recently, we've been reading some articles from you on the social media, trying to call the elderly statement in Ambassador Joseph Human Bwaka to decline any plans that he may have actually to support or to pick Senator Yombli Kanga as his running mate. And it is believed that Senator Kanga is nursing political ambition to be picked as a running mate to Ambassador Baka. Do you think that Senator Lauren can make a plausible running mate or vice president to Ambassador Joseph Newman Baka?
To become a running mate to a very popular people-driven political leader of a political party or a political conglomeration like the CPP, the running mate to Joseph Newman Boakai will have to at least have some of these very important characteristics that Joseph Newman Boakai carry, because the vice president is no distant away from the presidency. So therefore, if you are to become a running mate to a vice president for a particular political
Boema, are you there? Boema, are you there? Boema is facing some internet problem. His internet is fluctuating. We hope that he comes back on the line to address himself to the question that I have asked him. We hope very soon that JV Boema will be on the line. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome you to
back. I'm back here.
This is the Freedom of Information Hour. On the Focus on Liberia platform, we have invited Evangelist Boema, Justice V. Boema, to discuss the topic. Is Senator Yomli Kanga Lauren a plausible running mate or a plausible candidate to be vice president to Ambassador Joseph Nyeman Boaka in the upcoming 2023 election? Justice Boema is back on the line. So yeah, we ask a question. You can go.
Like I was saying, Senator Yomli Kanga do not have what it takes to become a vice president in the next dispensation of the geopolitical landscape of Liberia. Joseph Nima Boakai has a desire to reconcile Liberians. Yomli Kanga do not have any element of reconciliation within her political gene. Look at her Liberty Party. We had the late Councillor Charles Walker Bronsky. He headed the Liberty Party for years. Liberty Party never went in disarray. The moment Charles Walker Bronsky died, the people turned the party over to Yomli Kanga. Yomli Kanga killed the party. That the first time we saw a political party chairman being fought by a political leader simply because there were allegations flaring all in the corridors of power that Yomli had received bribe from Musa Belete to make him the chairman of the party. And at the end of the day, what happened? Musa bribe is ended up driving someone who I can say was recommended by the late man to be the chairman of the party. All for the sake of money. Yomli could not respect the dead man's will. She took the decision unilaterally alongside with her friend and brother Darius Dillon. They sold the party to Musa Belete. Today, the once celebrated Liberty Party is now divided. Liberty Party is the only party within the framework of the CPP that has two houses or two groups of individuals. One group seek the interest of Yomli, another group seek the interest of Musa Belete. Liberty Party is the only political party within the CPP arrangement that has two leaders. One group of individuals, they respect what Musa Belete says, and another group respect what Yomli Kanga say, simply because Yomli Kanga lack the gene to reconcile. So you cannot make a Yomli Kanga to Joseph Numa Boakai to become a vice president. When you do so, you will be heading to a very big disaster. And in fact, it is even disheartening that while we are trying to resolve the issue of who become the leader of the CPP, Yomli has abandoned that quest. She is moving from place to place, telling the people to lobby for her to become the next the next vice standard bearer to Joseph Numa Boakai. It is scaring. It is very scaring. She is so over ambitious and desperate to become a president on the shoulders of this man who is doing everything to bring peace to Liberia and ensure that our people's life can be better. I strongly believe that Yomli Kanga Lawrence do not have what it takes to become a vice president to Joseph Numa Boakai when that time comes. I believe she lacks that prerequisite requirement, that singular audacity that can move her to become, that can at least motivate some of us to support her. She lacks it. She like it completely. The second one, Yomli will not be able to deliver Bassa to the people of to the movement, to the CPP.
Let me do a follow-up question. Let me do a follow-up question. We'll come to that part, right? Where you just said Yomli, in the absence of funding or getting a standard bearer for the CPP to represent the CPP in the upcoming 2023 election, she is going around trying to nest political ambition and lobbying to be running mate to Ambassador Joseph Boakai. And there is no public record that we can speak to that Yomli has ever declared, Senator Yomli has ever declared that she wants to be running mate to Ambassador Joseph Boakai. Do you have any facts to substantiate your claims that Yomli is just really lobbying to be running mate to Ambassador Joseph Boakai? Can you get
We
me?
have all of the facts. We have pictorial evidence. We have everything to show to the Liberian people that this lady has been meeting caucus women within the CPP, encouraging them to push our interests. She's trying to push the female card, and of course, yes, it is good to empower women, but there are some women when you bring them closer to you, you'll be heading to disaster. We don't want the CPP arrangement to end up in fiasco. We want to take state power come 2023. So any individual that is within the CPP that has a potential of undermining or that could prevent that victory, definitely we will go all out to ensure that you do not succeed. If this woman could sell the Liberty Party to Musa Belete, what guarantee can you give to a man like me that tomorrow she will not be brave to even do unorthodox things within the governance if she become vice president of Joseph Numa Boakai? We do not want a situation like what we are experiencing today in the country. We want a vice president that will be humble, a vice president that will be able to cut across the board, a vice president that will be able to bring the
Burma, are you there? Burma, are you there? We are facing Burma is facing some internet problem from his end. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you are in tune to the Focus on Liberia, the Freedom of Information Hour that comes out every Thursday, 4 to 5:30 Liberian time, 1 hour 30 minutes, where we discuss socio-political and economic issues, all in an effort of making our country, Liberia, a better place for us all. Today, we have invited Evangelist Boeman, Justice V. Boeman, on the Focus on Liberia, Freedom of Information Hour to look at the topic, can Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence make a plausible vice presidential candidate to Ambassador Joseph Numa Boakai? That's why we have invited Evangelist Boeman, J.V. Boeman, to discuss with us. He just left the line. He's facing some internet connection, and think that he is in somewhere that he has internet problem. Okay, Justice Boeman is back on the line. We will start the ball rolling again. You just said Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence is presiding over the near collapse of the internet connection. You got to copy the device and hear him and say, Justice Boeman. Yes. Okay, we We lost Justice Boyman there. But ladies and gentlemen, our many viewers across the globe, you are once again listening to Focus on Liberia, the Freedom of Information Hour with me as your host, Julius T. Jaesen II, today edition of the Focus on Liberia, Freedom of Information Hour. We have invited Justice Boyman, J.V. Boyman is an evangelist, a journalist, and a political activist. We have invited him to discuss the topic with Senator Lawrence, Yombly Kanga Lawrence, make a plausible vice presidential candidate to Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boakai in 2017. That is the topic we have invited Mr. Boyman, J.V. Boyman, to discuss, but he facing some internet connection, some internet problem. The internet is fluctuating from his side, but we hope to get him back on the line to answer to the question he just accused Senator Lawrence of selling the Liberty Party to Chairman Musa Belete. We want to know what is the evidence to support such a claim, where the Liberty Party was sold to Chairman Musa Belete by Senator Yombly Kanga Lawrence, where he also said that Senator Lawrence cannot be considered a plausible running mate to Ambassador Boakai on grounds that she's not a reconciler, she is very divisive, and she is presiding over the near collapse of the Liberty Party. She has not been able to reconcile the different folks within the Liberty Party to the extent that they get two Liberty Party today, two horses. One is leading toward the Chairman Musa Belete, and while Yombly Kanga and other folks are on the other device. So we want to say to him, because he said predicated upon that, she cannot make a better predicated upon that with many other reasons which he yet to explain. She cannot be a good pick to Ambassador Joseph Boakai. So we want to know, he supports VP Boakai. Is VP Boakai a good reconciler, because VP Boakai is the chairman, the current chairman of the CPP, and he's the elderly statement that is within the CPP. Can Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boakai to make a better president, given the disunity within the CPP? The CPP is fragmented. That unity that has kept the CPP together over the last 2 years, leading to what 2020 that saw them in the 2020 special senatorial midterm election winning majority of the seats across the 15 geographical subdivisions of our country. That unity is no longer there. The personal issues that they used to discuss internally is split over to the public. Ambassador Joseph Boakai has not been able to reconcile the CPP and ensure the unity ring within the CPP. So we also want to know as to whether Ambassador Joe Boakai using the same standard that he's setting for Yombly Kanga that disqualify her for being a better pick to Ambassador Boakai, to use that same standard, you know, to gush as to whether VP Boakai can make a better president, because it's honor him with his watch within the CPP. The CPP is fragmented, and it seems that the CPP may most likely split. Okay, we have Justice Boyman, J.V. Boyman, back on the line. So you said, I'd like to do a follow-up question that Senator Yombly Kanga Lawrence cannot make a better pick, right, for Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boakai or anybody presiding over the CPP as a standard bearer, bearing the standard of the CPP, on grounds that, in fact, she promoted this unity within the Liberty Party on her right. The Liberty Party right is fragmented. They are divided into two horses, right? And secondly, she sold the Liberty Party to Chairman Musa Belete. Do you have any evidence to substantiate your claim that Senator Yombly Kanga Lawrence sold the Liberty Party to Chairman Musa Belete? And
Julius.
Secondly, he said, one of the reasons why she cannot be a plausible running mate to Ambassador Barker is because she has not been able to reconcile her own political party, the Liberty Party, where under her white Liberty Party is disunited. Can we also use that stand up to gush that Ambassador Joseph Barker that you support cannot make a better presidential material, a better president of the Republic of Liberia on grounds that he's a elderly statement within the CPP. Under his watch, the CPP is into fragmentation and disunity is reigning within the CPP. And Joseph Newman Barker has not been able to bring the CPP back together. That spirit of unity that had kept them in time past to keep them going to what 2023. Could we use the same standard you set for Yomli Kanga to gush Ambassador Barker that he cannot make a plausible presidential material? Joseph Boyma, are you there? Have you muted yourself? Joseph Boyma, are you there? Oh, sorry, we have lost Justice Boyma, JV Boyma. Justice Boyma, JV Boyma has just lost from the land he's facing some.
First of all,
yeah, you can address yourself. You have the time. Go ahead.
First of all, I wanted to let you know that the problems within the CPP actually got exacerbated when Cummins was the chairman of the CPP. It was Cummins that initiated the problems. It was Cummins that caused all of these rigmaroles in the CPP. It was Cummins that even started dividing political institutions within the CPP. He is the one that instigated the current problem that is the current feud that is between Musa Bedete and Yomli Kanga within the Liberty Party. So Cummins has been the real progenitor of problems within the CPP. In fact, I can say that Cummins is a virus. He's a disastrous virus within the CPP. Joseph Nyuma Boakai has tried his level best to ensure that the CPP can be united. But because Alexander B. Cummins is so desperate to become president, is so desperate to every move that Joseph Nyuma Boakai has made to ensure that that reconciliatory work can be achieved. So to say or to ask me a question about whether Joseph Boakai should go as president because he too honor him, the CPP is fragmented. No, Joseph Boakai is not. It was not under Joseph Boakai that the CPP got fragmented. It got fragmented.
Oh, we just lost Justice Boyma, JV Boyma there on the line, trying to throw some claims at Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummins being the reason why the CPP went into fragmentation, the disunity that is in the CPP is as a result of.
Julius, let's read some comments. I'll put them on the screen and you can read them while we wait for him.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
So we going to read some few comments on the screen. This comment is from Richard. Richard said, your owner life already finished. Young man, God gives you opportunity and you abuse it. You have already lost relevance, my son. I'm sure he's speaking to our guests. Another comment from Robert. Miriam Robert said, I do not trust this child, Boyma, JV Boyma. Another one from Mo Moba. Mo Moba said, I'm glad we are kicking you out because you are not son. Lie on the president and your wife when you cannot buy her a used car, ran away, and now beg ball for Costa, who will believe anything you say. And another one from Mo Moba. Okay, we have Justice Boyma on the line. Another comment from Alexander Boniface Imaya. They say, wow, this guy is a complete disaster. J.V. Boerma, Mr. Julius T. Jaesen, please cut this interviewer short. Another one from Mo Moba, glad we are kicked you out because you are not son. You lie on the president and your wife when you cannot buy her a used car, rent away and now beg borrow for Costa. Who will believe anything you say? Another one from Cephas. Cephas said, I know red. What instruction make him justice? He does not have the education and integrity of a justice. Another one from Tom C. Tom C said, is this the Mr. Liar man Boerma, J.V. Boerma? Another one from Martin Wama Brown. Martin Wama Brown said, what are you giving Boerma audience? Another comment from Miata. Miata said, if this man calling himself journalist does not know the definition of compassion, you need to stop this interview immediately. Cummins supporting Africa with his Cummins Foundation does not have compassion. Are you kidding me? She asked Justice Boerma, J.B. Boerma, who said Cummins does not have compassion. Another one from Valentine Pressure. Valentine Pressure said, because Cummins is not giving you money, you mad? She tried to add Justice Boerma, J.V. Boerma, Evangelist Boerma. Another comment from Tomsey. Tomsey said, Anthony C., you all bring a man of poor integrity on your show. He is his own contradiction. He lived in Sierra Leone 6 months, and he sounds like a true Sierra Leonean. Another question from Flomo Livingston. Flomo Livingston said, what wrong with him living in Sierra Leone? What wrong? Flomo is coming in defense of Justice Boerma, Evangelist Boerma, J.V. Boerma. What wrong with him living in Sierra Leone? All of Liberians live in other countries and have different Asian. I show Flomo is responding to the previous person who commented. Another comment from Levy Thompson said, so he is an evangelist, a justice, a political activist, and a liar. Che, that is a lot of titles. Oh, Boerma JV. Miata Stella said it is honor JMB that he was cooking. It is honor JMB that he was cooking his people and chopping good, and he knows that will not happen on a Cummins wash. Another comment from Valentine Precious. Valentine Precious said, when you ask him questions about Cummins, he wants to leave the show. Okay, I'll show this person is speaking to Boerma, JV. Boerma is not leaving. He will answer the hard question. Another comment from Kofa. Kofa said, is there Boerma really serious? He's asking our guest, Boerma, whether he is really serious.
Yeah, those are the comments, some of the comments for now. Let Boerma respond.
So that the comment will now ask Boerma to respond to the comments on the live video.
Boerma, go ahead. Respond to the comments.
Boerma, are you there?
Well, Boerma seems to be frozen, so let's read more comments. You know this one.
Yes. There's another comment from Ishaka Sherry. Say, Boerma, your candidate is an existential threat to everything this country stands for, and he should never be at any table discussing Liberia future. Vamadi Donso said, it is sad to see young guys gambling their future by supporting older politicians. I'm sure he's responding to Boerma, J.V. Boerma. Miata, in another comment, said he is rude and arrogant. We don't know who is rude and arrogant. Is it our guest? Another comment from Aboka. Aboka said, I would have told him to leave the show long time. He said if he were the host, he could have told our guest to leave the show. Shaka Service, Mr. Liar, man. He is referring to our guest, Boyman, J.V. Boyman.
All right.
I think so far, so good. That's the comment for now. To our viewers, once again, you are in tune to Focus on Liberia, the Freedom of Information Hour. With me, your host, Julius T. Jaesen II. The Freedom of Information Hour comes out every Thursday, 4 to 5:30 Liberian time. On the Freedom of Information Hour, we discuss socio-political and economic cultural issues that are intended to shape our common patrimony, Liberia, and make Liberia a better place for us all. Today, we have invited Evangelist Boyman, J.V. Boyman, to discuss the topic. Can Senator Yombli Kanga Lauren make a plausible running mate to Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boaka? Justice Boyman, J.V. Boyman is on the line. We will allow him to address himself to the comments being raised by our viewers and the question we ask. So, Justice Boyman, you have the latitude of time to address yourself to the comments that were just read. Justice Boyman, are you there? Have you muted yourself? If you are muted, then unmute yourself.
It's not muted, but I don't know why.
First of all, I am here. Comment. You from the comment you can know. No, I am unmuted. Talk. Hello.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead. We are listening to you. We are listening to you, Boyman. You go ahead.
Go ahead, Boyman.
Boyman, are you there?
So
You can go ahead.
I listened to you reading most of the comment. These are mostly trivia issues they are talking about. We are talking about how we can liberate. Yes, I am here. I'm here. I'm talking already. I listened to you read most of the comments. Most of these comments are mostly based on trivia issues. We're talking about how we can be able to liberate the Liberian people and put bread issues here. We're talking about serious business, serious minded issues. Is what we're talking here. We are talking about the forward march of Liberia. That's what we're discussing. So, asking about my view on comment that are purely trivia, no, I'm not going to drop myself to that dirty water. I cannot do it, Julius. Let's go to what we were discussing. I told you earlier that Yomli Kanga do not have the political capital that it takes to become the next vice president of Liberia. I told you about how she has failed to reconcile her own party. She inherited a well unified political institution, a very formidable party. Today, that party is fragmented under her watch. That alone cannot give her the edge to become a vice president to a very reconciliatory man who wants to lead Liberia. That's one. Number two, you need the support of your people. The last time I checked for Yomli Kanga to win the 2020 election, she had to truck 7,000 voters to Grand Bassa. 7,000 solid voters to Bassa before she could win. And it took the general support of all CPP hierarchies to go to Bassa and practically beg the people of Bassa before Yomli Kanga could win. Do you think we need a political ability to become a vice standard bearer to Joseph Numa Boakai for the presidency 2023? No. Do you think we need someone who lacks the zeal, the zealousness, and the capacity and agility to unify people to become a vice standard bearer to a man whose character is embedded in unity and reconciliation. And I repeat, no. Normally, Kanga lack what it takes to become the next vice president of Liberia. Yes, that is not what we are looking at now within the CPP, but we begin to get a very big disaster. It will be a big disaster for Liberia. We don't want what happened to Joseph Nimabwaka in 2017 to repeat itself in 2023. We don't want that to happen. Joseph Nimabwaka is highly favored by the people. He is highly loved, lot of targeted, but to take a Yomli Kanga Lawrence and make her his running mate will be a big disaster. And that is what we are against within the CPP. That's why I personally, along with a lot of other guys who stand for the betterment of Liberia, that's what they stand for.
Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence have won twice in Grand Bassa County as senator, proving that she has a political base, she has a constituent. Both in 2012 to 2013 around, she won a by-election as senator. She served for 8 years. She contested re-election and she won, bringing a constituent to the CPP, Grand Bassa County, and to Ambassador Joseph Boakai. And now you are disqualifying her that she cannot be a better pick for Joseph Boakai to deliver the whole country of Grand Bassa to Ambassador Boakai. Who do you think within the CPP can make a plausible running mate to Ambassador Joseph Boakai? Do you see anybody that if you were asked to recommend for the group
for now to even be thinking about a vice standard bearer for the CPP, like Nyomli is doing, campaigning, moving from place to place, it will be a very big disservice to the people of Liberia. What we are now focused on is how we can be able to make former Vice President Joseph Nimabwaka. I'm coming. What we are focused with now or on at the moment is how Nimabwaka as the most formidable, the most reliable, the most unifying candidate and reconciliatory individual for the presidency of Liberia come 2023. When Vice President Joseph Nimabwaka shall have ascended the position of the standard bearer of the CPP, then we will go to the drawing board and select the cream de la cream, the person who shares a similar charisma like former Vice President Joseph Nimabwaka, someone who shares the same view like former Vice President Joseph Nimabwaka, will now say, yes, this person is qualified enough to be your running mate. It is going to be a general decision, or it will come from a recommendation from the people.
And you think that there is somebody within the ranks and file of the CPP who shares similar characteristics, values, and principles, and ideology of Ambassador Joseph Nimabwaka? Do you think there's anybody outside of Senator Lawrence who shares similar characteristics like Omen Boakai?
The CPP has a lot of individuals that have wealth of capacities, to be able to assist the former vice president to lead Liberia to the promised land. The CPP has those individuals who are highly capacitated to be able to provide such assistance. So when the time reaches, definitely I know there are individuals within the CPP who will be able to make that decision, who will be able to provide those very candid appeal and advice to the former vice president as to who can be his better choice for this vice standard bearer, so that we all can go to the process and emerge as victors. Because for now, it is not about the personal interests of individuals. It is about the collective gains of all Liberians. We want to see a new Liberia where the issue of secret death or secret killings will end. We want to see a new Liberia where the issue of corruption that has been at the very maximum height can drop. We want to see that new Liberia where the right of every individual will become a priority and will be respected. We want to see that new Liberia where, in fact, the rule of law will be a matter of priority that people will follow and not just do things that will satisfy their desires. That's the new Liberia that we want. And that's the reason why we are pushing Joseph Nima Boakai, because we believe he is the singular individual within the framework of the CPP, or the arrangement or the conglomeration of the CPP, who can lead the cause to achieve that particular agenda come 2023 in the Republic of Liberia.
You just said it is not time for Senator Lawrence and any other person to be nursing political ambition to be a running mate to any other candidate who may most likely win the CPP primary, or who the CPP may pick as the standard bearer. What time do you think will be possible for that person to start nursing that political ambition or lobbying to ensure that he or she is picked? Because history had it that Ambassador Joseph Nima Boakai in 2016 was elected as the standard bearer of the Unity Party from 2016 June up to 2017 June to July. Ambassador Boakai was unable in 1 year plus to pick his running mate. It was on the eve of the election he picked Senator Imaya Nuke, who by then had already registered to run as a representative. Do we want a situation where in the down minute to candidate registration, Ambassador Joseph Boakai will pick a running mate? Is it not something that somebody can start nursing that political ambition and rallying around whosoever that wanting to be the standard bearer of the CPP to work together? Justice Boima, are you there? Justice Boima, are you there? It seems to be Boima is facing some internet connection from his end. He had just lost from the platform. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Focus on Liberia on the Freedom of Information Hour with me as your regular host, Julius T. Jaesen II. On the Freedom of Information Hour, we bring you social, political, and economic issues unfolding in Liberia. There's a platform where we discuss issues that affect our common patrimony. Today we have invited Evangelist Boima, Justice V. Boima, to discuss the topic: can Senator Lawrence make a plausible running mate to Ambassador Joseph Nima Boakai? To answer those questions around the topic, we have invited Boima JV. Boima is here with all love. He has just come back on the line. Justice Boima JV, Boima, I just asked you a question. You got my question before you left the line.
I just told you I can't keep repeating myself on this very issue. I can't keep repeating myself over and over. I've said to you that the former vice president is the only one who will be required, or having been selected or elected by the delegate of the CPP as a leader of the CPP. He is the one that will have the audacity to choose who becomes his vice president. So for any individual to even be campaigning like Yomli Kanga is doing, moving from place to place, campaigning for herself rather than pushing the ideology of Vice President Joseph Nima Boakai, I believe this is a disservice, and I strongly believe that we all have to work together to ensure that the common agenda that will move Liberia forward, that our common agenda will be achieved.
Okay, thank you very much. Justice Boima, you support Ambassador Joseph Nima Boakai, a similar vision that Senator Lawrence also shares to ensure that Joseph Boakai takes over the leadership of this country to better our country, that you believe in the same vision that you share. She is calling to you nursing political ambition, and you're trying to oppose her political ambition that she's nursing to be a possible running mate to Ambassador Boakai. Is it that you have something under your sleeve, that do you have a candidate that you're supporting to be a running mate to Ambassador Boakai? Because we've been hearing that you is also trying to nurse political ambition. Are you being used or paid by UA to slander this woman character? Who is
You let money be Julius. Why you just bringing pay business here? Uh, I I'm a very mature person. I've been around for a long time. I've held very important positions within the newsroom of Liberia, very on within the newsrooms of Liberia. So I understand begin to make moves, more especially moves that centered around their own personal interest. So I understand those moves. I'm not trying to. I support the ALP. I'm a member of the All Liberian Party, but I am entitled to my individual opinions. What I'm saying here does not represent the ALP. I'm not the spokesman for the ALP. I'm just a mere member of the ALP. So whatever I say here does not even represent the views of Mr. Ure. I'm speaking on behalf of myself as a member of the ALP and by extension, a member of the CPP. So I'm speaking as a concerned individual, a concerned Liberian, and a concerned member of the CPP. I am seeing a disaster ahead. So therefore, it is the onus or responsibility is upon me to prevent that disaster when I see it coming. That's the reason why I've started raising the red flag so that other people within the CPP can see it. I'm not doing this in favor of anybody. I'm not pushing the idea of anybody, even though I belong to a political institution, but I'm speaking here on behalf of myself. I'm representing myself,
So
Boema JV Boema.
why are you launching stinking attacks on the person of Senator Lauren when it is of no public knowledge that she has declared support and she has declared her intention to run as a running mate to Ambassador Joseph Yuma Baka? Do you have any evidence to substantiate your claim that she has declared her intention to be picked as a running mate to Ambassador Joseph Yuma Baka and you are attacking her? She and you share similar aspiration, and that is Baka presidency. That lies within the prerogative of whosoever is elected as the standard bearer of the CPP to make the determination who his running mate will be. But other of that, you attacking and singling all Yombli Kanga out. They said that Mr. Ure also is nursing political ambition, and you are being used by Mr. Ure to attack the person of Yombli Kanga Lauren, who has not declared to the public that she wants to be vice president. There's no public record. You have no evidence to that. They said that you've been used by Ure.
How can you say I have? How can you say I have no? I just told you that I don't. I just told you, Julius, you don't keep repeating this one question over and over. If your questions are finished, we can end the interview. Okay? I've answered this question over and over, and I'm not going to keep repeating myself on this very issue. If there are no more questions to ask me, then I will beg to leave because I can't keep here. You keep repeating one question over and over. You now ask me the question per 50 times. I'm not able to be answering you over and over. And I'm ashamed to just be repeating myself. You know, you asked me the question, I told you that I speak on behalf of myself. When the ALP is ready to speak on this kind of an issue, ALP do have an executive committee. They do have a media relation. That individual will speak. But now I am speaking as a concerned member of the CPP because I belong to one of the political parties that form part of the CPP. I'm speaking on behalf of myself as a concerned member of the CPP. Someone who wants to see the CPP succeed in 2023. I am speaking on my behalf. So when the time reaches for the CPP for the ALP to speak on this matter, ALP will definitely speak. But as to speak now, I am giving you my own opinion. And to say I don't have evidence, it will be a disservice to myself. I think that will be an insult to my integrity. I can tell you that I have enough evidence. I have all of the inculpatory proof to be able to show a real fact that indeed Yomli Kanga has been holding secret meetings with even hierarchies within the Unity Party. Those who are close to Vice President Joseph Nima Boakai, encouraging them to talk to the Vice President, former Vice President, to make her his running mate. And we believe it is not time for that. What should be our primary focus at this stage is about making former Vice President Joseph Nima Boakai the next standard bearer of the CPP, the standard bearer of the CPP. And he will decide who become his running mate, not Yomli Kanga imposing himself on the process.
why are you attacking Senator Lawrence when in the first place, Ambassador Joseph Yuma Baka has not even been elected in the CPP primary as the standard bearer? Why not wait until Ambassador Baka can be elected as the CPP standard bearer before you can launch the attack on him? But what if we go to the primary and Alexander Kumi is elected the standard bearer of the CPP? So I think, do you not think that your argument or your outburst against her can be halted and wait until Joseph Baka himself can be qualified to be the CPP candidate? Don't you think so? That your criticism against us
I just
later,
told
your
you.
attack is belated, is
I just told you
miscalculated,
that for
it's not
Yomli,
timely.
I just told you that for I just told you that for Yomli to even be thinking about becoming a vice president at this early stage, when Joseph Numa Bwaka has now become the leader of the CPP, I just told you that that is a disservice, and it is based on that that I'm raising the red flag so that Yomli can abandon that quest to go back to the drawing board for all of us to collectively work so that Joseph Numa Bwaka can ascend to the leadership of the CPP he has. That's what I'm saying. I just told you this. You have to be a listener, Julius. You know, when I was in
I'm
journalism school, they told me
listening.
that thing plenty time that when they interview you, when you interview the guest, you the interviewer, you must listen, but you can't listen. You just asking one question
Listening to you.
over. Is
We
that
are
good
listening
enough?
to you.
Is that good?
We are listening to you, and I think you contradicting yourself on the platform. You are contradicting yourself on the platform. If your attack against Yombli Kanka is on the basis that it's too early because we are not selected
No,
for stand up,
I think you already have
and you
your
cannot be getting such your ambition, then your very self, your criticism against her is not timely because
you are
Joseph
from
that you
the
support
way you are
as
asking the
captain
question.
has
Only
not
a
been
fool
elected, neither selected
can
through
argue with me
primary
that
has
you are
been
not
held on
programmed. The
the
way in which you are
right
asking the
away.
question.
You can wait. So we'll read more comments. We'll read more comments. We'll read more comments on the live video. This comment from Tom C. Tom C said, Burma, JV Burma, we are speaking on your character, integrity, and your fakery. Another comment from Timothy Ne. Timothy Ne said, how can Burma support UA as vice presidential candidate when UA is still on the U.S. travel sanction list and cannot travel to the U.S. The U.S. treasures when he cannot travel to the U.S. Another comment from Timothy. Timothy said, how can Burma, JV Burma, support UA as vice presidential candidate when UA is still on the U.S. Treasury sanction list and cannot travel to the U.S.? I think the comment is repeating. A comment from James Kennedy Silly. Jim Kennedy Silly said, this confused brother does not sound like Liberia in any way. Burma is very fake. A comment from Miata. Miata said, charisma. She asked a question, really? They do just looking for attention here today because even the little children listening right now can see right through him that is empty. James Kennedy Silly said, it is not surprising for confused Burma to support criminal UA. Another comment. Timothy said, Julius, please ask Burma, who does he support as vice presidential candidate to JMB? We have asked him that question, and he said he cannot say now. They're focusing on who become the standard bearer of the CPP, but yet he's attacking the person of Senator Lauren, who and him support the same Ambassador Bwaka in the CPP primary. Another comment. Another comment, we have read this comment from Timothy.
Woman criminal law unprecedented. We are.
To our viewers,
okay,
another comment from James Kennedy said, Boyman criminally law unprecedented. We are and publicly disgrace his work. No one can trust this guy except criminal Ure and his gang. Another comment.
They want to say Ure is wholeheartedly using this guy.
Another comment.
This one.
Another comment from Gene Kennedy Silly. Gene Kennedy said, he said, Ure is wholeheartedly using.
Yeah. It seems to be you two having some challenges at your end. Let me bring Boyma in here. From James Kennedy Silly, Boyma and all talking about integrity. Y'all leave us, yeah. Comments 2023 is a mouse. From Mianta Herring, ask this man where he got his journalistic degree from. Working in a newsroom does not qualify him as a journalist. This one is from Toure. Liar man, that one, lie man. Anyway, let me leave that one. It's not properly written. James Kennedy Silly, Liberia is really a bad country. Kira Ure and all want to be vice president. That is why we are calling for Cummings presidency to redeem Liberia, that writer wrote. And from Yanta again, we are all listening to you. If you are a member of the CPP, how can you be talking about members as if they are opposition? And then the final one here from Cutting Edge Claiming. You change your name to Cutting Edge Claim now. The way politics going in Liberia, a very serious political havoc and inevitable conflict await Liberia. Julius, those are the comments. Because of time, we will ask Mr. J.V. Varman. I don't know why he's justice now. To give his closing statement. We hope to have Mr. Boyman back sometime to come. And Mr. Boyman, when we are interviewing you, try to pay attention to what you say, because all you did here was to accuse Julius of not paying attention and attacking the interviewer. And that is unacceptable.
I've always paid attention, sir.
Yeah, so I'm paying attention too. Yeah, but go ahead, let's get your closing statement. We value your time you put in to speak to fellow Liberians, and you gave your take the way you see it. Others may disagree, but that's the essence of a pluralistic democracy. We agree to disagree. So let's hear you. Boyman, the internet.
We love Boyman.
Julius, I think you can give your closing so we can go. Time is fast spent. Boyman internet is having some issue again.
Well, we want to say to our viewers, we are very attentive. We listen to Boyman. We did not even bring Ure Redney on the show. Boyman, either Cummings, where Boyman JV, Boyman was the one who declared to the public that so far he has supported 4 different political parties. He nearly joined the ANC. He was supporting Cummings, but it seemed that Cummings cared very little about the welfare of people that support him. So we wanted to know so whether the Ure now that he now support, is Ure taking care of his welfare? And we begin to go there and say, no, it is not about him. But he came back and admitted that Cummings is now supporting the welfare of his followers. And you was one of those followers that was supporting Cummings. He said because Cummings was not caring about your welfare, that's why you decline your support to him, and then you supporting Ure. Is Ure taking care of your welfare now for which you supporting him? Then you're saying that we trivializing the discussion is unfair to us. I was very attentive. You brought about Cummings. We have no plan of discussing coming on the show. It is about your motivation of joining the ALP as a political institution. I ask for your motivation of joining the ALP. You said you were inspired by Uri, right? You said you were inspired by Uri, and based upon what you said about Uri, I decided to do a follow-up question to ask you. And then you jump to Cummins. I decided to do a follow-up question to ask you about Cummins. You boss out that we trying to trivial knowledge show. It is unfair to us, Burma. Well, we'd like to tell you, thank you for accepting our invite to come on the show, to our viewers across the globe. You are listening to the program on Focus on Liberia. We call the Freedom of Information Hour. The Freedom of Information Hour comes on every Thursday, 4 to 5:30 Liberian time. It is on this platform we bring you political unfoldings in Liberia. So we'd like to thank you for watching along with us. We will be back with you next week, Thursday, same time, the same Focus on Liberia, all in an effort of talking about political, social, and economic happiness within our country, Liberia. It is our only denominator. We should not stop talking about what hinders the progress of our country and advancing solutions to improve our country. Once again, thank you for tuning in. I'm your regular host, Julius T. Jaesen II. See you next week with another fascinating discussion. So we will play the theme song that
Liberia people, Liberia.